All right, guys, Tesla, TSLA. On Friday, it was down 2.8%, closed at $10,000.33, basically. And above $1,000, still a $1 trillion company. And from its all-time highs of 1243, basically dropped 20%. This drop was 20%, and usually typical correction, people I think start looking at from 7% to 20%, and 20% of course top of the line, and that was about 20%. So does that mean that, all right, stock corrected itself, now it can reverse, go higher from here? So let's have a look. I usually look at the indicators, if stock before starting coiling up to go higher, or if before it's rolling over. We can talk about the top as we discussed it earlier when I pretty much, I don't like to say I told you so, but we saw the signs basically when stock was here topping. So look at this price action once again. So as stock was trying to go higher, volume was declining. That was the first sign that stock is pretty much losing gas, but it still tried, and then last 2 days here it didn't do as much. And of course this drop was Elon deciding to sell his position, and then that day stock did just fine, and then it flushed pretty big, and then we saw relief bounce and then more selling. So now I think he's out. He sold like whatever he wanted to sell, all of his 2% stake, I believe. That's what he was trying to sell, $5 billion. Now from here, let's take a look at the moving averages. Another sign was for us the MACD. MACD, basically all of these indicators based on volume. All right, so right here, strong momentum, and then momentum was slowing here, and you could see where it exactly happened right here at $1,200 levels. And from 1200 it went a little bit higher, $40 or so, but then it started sharply rolling over. And also one more short-term signal I use is a 5-day moving average. So whenever 5-day moving average slips below, like this is more of a like an instant reaction I take if I see a stock slips below 5-day and 5-day acts as resistance. That's a perfect short. So now if you look at this blue line, this is a 5-day simple moving average. Stock is staying below it. And also now let me bring up the moving averages. So on my screen you see a bunch of lines. There are a lot of them, but this yellow line right here represents 50-day simple moving average. If this stock doesn't hold this $1,000 level, which is a psychological support now for Tesla, if it doesn't hold, I think it can come back down to these levels, which was a breakout level of a 900 from back earlier in the beginning of the year. That was the basically resistance top after this huge move up, getting included in S&P 500, doing a stock split, took it all the way to here, and that was the resistance. We got above it. So now if it tests that level, that would be somewhere here at 885 right now, this 50-day moving average. But it's moving average. As days go by, it will creep up here to these $900 levels. So I'm going to be watching that level as a support if we lose $1,000. But if it decides to reverse here, I would look at the MACD. I would keep an eye maybe even on a 4-hour chart, and I would also look at the option market, what's going on. But so far there's no indication for me basically that the stock is about to resume the uptrend from here. I would give it a time. I would let it, basically whoever wants to get out from here to get out, chop around, and then if it does break this $1,100 level, then I would be looking for some long trades there with options, of course. I don't have a position in, I'm not a Tesla shareholder. So and what about the option activity? So lastly, let's have a look at option activity on Friday. Very institutional, but let's just take a look at least volume. 1 million calls were traded, 900,000 almost puts were traded. So typical as usual premium selling. All right, a lot of spreads trades. A lot of people trade spreads with Tesla, and I rarely see naked calls. Like it's we can just go through those naked calls, but I'm not going to pay too much attention to spreads because these people trying to take advantage of a time decay basically. So I'm seeing next year March, we're seeing at $1,200 call. We're seeing this month November 19th, $1,000.70. So this is in the money call. A lot of 1,200 calls being traded, and also a lot of there are some 1,300. There are even some for November 26. Somebody bought 500 contracts of a $1,500 strike price, and then as you go a little further for next year, there are people buying even $1,600 calls, and there are some even who are playing a spread of 2,047. I don't know if it's call selling somebody for December. Imagine in December of 17, Tesla stock is $2.4 trillion company. I think this is a premium selling. So yeah, very, very typical action. Can't say anything with this tape because same amount of volume for the puts and calls were traded, and both trying to take advantage of volatility. So stock IV is pretty high. That's something we can look at it. Basically, implied volatility for Tesla, if you look at the IV for these strike prices, 70% for next week, and then for basically December 17th, stock is implying $177 move up or down. And people think that, okay, if it does slow down, volatility comes down, they're going to benefit a lot just by time decay. So that's why I don't look as much to option activity. I just look at the price action for Tesla. So that's the update, I guess, for Tesla, and I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and like the video if you did. So take care. Peace.